Welcome to Super Showdowns, the ultimate destination for epic battles and legendary showdowns. Join us as we put iconic superheroes, villains, and mythological figures against each other in thrilling matches of strength, strategy, and skill. The black void of space stretched endlessly, a vast ocean of darkness speckled with the cold light of distant stars. Yet, even in this emptiness, the Silver Surfer sensed a disturbance, a violent ripple in the cosmic balance that sent waves of warning through his very being. Riding his board like a streak of liquid silver, Norrin Rad moved with impossible speed, crossing light years in mere moments. He followed the pulse of destruction that reverberated through space, leading him to a lone planet on the outer fringes of the Andromeda Galaxy, a dying world. Below him, the surface was a graveyard of shattered cities and crumbling towers, the remnants of Kree engineering reduced to dust and rubble. Smoke curled into the air like the last dying breaths of a civilization that once thrived. Fires raged across the horizon, their orange glow a stark contrast to the cold blues and purples of the alien sky. The cause of this devastation stood in the ruins, breathing heavily. The Hulk, the Emerald Titan, loomed amidst the destruction, his massive chest rising and falling like a storm barely contained within a mortal form. His muscles, knotted like steel cables, gleamed with sweat and dust. His fists were clenched so tightly that his knuckles cracked like gunfire. His rage had not subsided. If anything, it was growing. The Kree had captured him, seeking to break and control the strongest being in the known universe. They had forced him into their gladiatorial arenas, pitting him against monsters, warlords, and champions from across the cosmos. And he had destroyed them all. Now, freed from his chains, the Hulk stood as a force of unchecked wrath, his fury directed at the world that had tormented him. Silver Surfer hovered in the sky above, observing the destruction with sorrowful eyes. He had encountered Hulk before, had battled him, had even sympathized with his pain. But this was something far greater than the mere rage of a man who wanted to be left alone. This was the fury of a god who had been wronged. Descending like a silver comet, Surfer landed atop a jagged, broken spire, the ruins of what was once a Kree citadel. He gazed down at the Hulk, his expression calm but firm. "Hulk," he spoke, his voice smooth as the surface of his metallic skin. "This must end." The Hulk's head snapped up, his glowing green eyes locked onto the Surfer, and for a moment, there was something behind them, something more than blind rage.
Hey you, don't just watch. Subscribe please.
Recognition. Norrin, Hulk rumbled. His voice was deep, like mountains grinding together. "You came." Silver Surfer nodded. "I felt the destruction from across the stars. I could not ignore it." His gaze swept across the ruined planet. "You have already shattered this world. The Kree paid for what they did to you. But the universe cannot afford the path you are walking." The Hulk's lips curled back, revealing teeth like jagged stones. They took Hulk. They tried to break Hulk. They made Hulk fight, made Hulk angry. His fists trembled at his sides, veins bulging. Now, they are gone, and Hulk still angry. Surfer sighed, stepping off his board to stand level with the behemoth. "I understand your pain, but you cannot allow it to consume you. If you continue like this, more will suffer, more will die, and the destruction will never end." Hulk's massive shoulders heaved with each breath, his muscles twitching with barely contained fury. For a moment, there was silence between them. Then, slowly, the Hulk took a step forward. The ground trembled beneath his weight. "You want to stop Hulk?" His voice rumbled, carrying an almost dangerous amusement. "Then try." Silver Surfer narrowed his glowing eyes. "I was hoping you would see reason. But if battle is the only language you will hear." A brilliant aura of cosmic energy flared to life around him, illuminating the ruins in an ethereal glow. The ground beneath him cracked and lifted as waves of power radiated outward. His silver form pulsed with the infinite might of the power cosmic. Then so be it. With a burst of unimaginable speed, Silver Surfer launched forward, a streak of silver light cutting through the darkness. Hulk roared, his voice shaking the heavens, and slammed his fist into the ground. The entire planet quaked as the battle for supremacy began. The moment Silver Surfer surged forward, the very air seemed to tremble with cosmic energy. He was a streak of silver light, his power cosmic crackling around him like a living force. Hulk saw him coming and roared, his voice splitting the heavens as he lifted both fists and brought them down with unimaginable force. The ground erupted. Shockwaves expanded in all directions, splitting the earth apart like glass shattering under a hammer. Entire mountains crumbled in an instant, and the sky itself darkened as dust and debris filled the air. The sheer force of Hulk's blow would have crushed entire civilizations. Yet, when the dust settled, Silver Surfer was nowhere to be seen. A shimmering streak of light flashed behind Hulk. Before the giant could react, a cosmic-powered fist slammed into the side of his head.
Hey you, don't just watch. Subscribe please.
Impact sent Hulk skidding backward, his feet carving trenches through the cracked ground. Surfer did not relent. He zipped around Hulk at speeds that defied logic, his hands glowing with star-born energy. Blow after blow, Silver Surfer struck with the precision of a god of war. His fists carried the weight of collapsing stars. His energy blasts seared the very air, leaving streaks of radiant fire in their wake. Yet, Hulk did not fall. Each attack, though staggering, only fueled his fury. His breathing became ragged. His muscles swelled. His eyes burned with an infernal green glow. With a roar, he swung blindly, his massive fists tearing through the air. This time, he connected. Silver Surfer had barely a moment to react before Hulk's fist slammed into his chest with the force of a dying sun. The impact sent the cosmic sentinel flying, his silver form crashing through mountains, leaving a trail of destruction that stretched for miles. The surfer gritted his teeth as he lifted himself from the rubble, his normally unmarred body now dented and scraped. Hulk charged toward him, a living earthquake, the ground breaking apart beneath his feet with every step. But Silver Surfer was not finished. Rising into the sky, he extended his hand, and his board responded instantly, darting beneath his feet. In a blur, he soared high above the battlefield, gazing down at the raging beast below. "I did not wish to do this," Surfer said solemnly, his voice carrying across the battlefield like a celestial whisper. "But you leave me no choice." He raised both hands. The air became heavy. The stars above seemed to dim. The very fabric of reality trembled as Silver Surfer summoned the full might of the power cosmic. The ground beneath Hulk cracked apart, floating into the air as if gravity itself was unraveling. The Emerald Titan braced himself, sensing the change in the cosmos itself. And then it struck. A pillar of cosmic light descended from the heavens, engulfing Hulk in its brilliance. It was not mere energy. It was the force of entire galaxies compressed into a single moment. The very molecules of the atmosphere vibrated under the force of it. Hulk roared, his body resisting, his strength defying all reason. He took a step forward, his muscles screaming, his rage fueling him beyond any limit. But even the strongest creature in the universe had his limits. The light intensified. The ground beneath Hulk's feet disintegrated. His skin, normally invulnerable, began to sear under the impossible force. He let out one final, earth-shattering roar before his titanic form crashed to the ground, carving a crater deep into the ruined planet. And then, at last, silence. The light faded, and Silver Surfer descended slowly, his radiant eyes gazing at the fallen warrior. Hulk lay unconscious, his body steaming from the sheer power he had endured. He had fought like a force of nature, a being of unrelenting fury, but in the end, even he could not stand against the full might of the power cosmic. The battle was over. Silver Surfer hovered for a moment, looking down at his fallen foe. He felt no triumph, no satisfaction, only sorrow. Hulk had never been the true enemy. He was a victim of his own rage. a force that even he could not control. With a wave of his hand, Surfer summoned a field of cosmic energy, wrapping it gently around Hulk's unconscious form. "Sleep now, warrior," he murmured. "Perhaps in another time you will find peace." Turning his gaze to the shattered planet around them, Silver Surfer sighed. This world had already been lost. There was nothing more he could do here. With a final glance at Hulk, he took to the stars once more, vanishing into the infinite blackness of space. The battle had ended, but the legend of their clash would live on forever.